Alright, so this is the little power system that I ended up building in between the main power system and the actual machine and all that. This is basically 6 blocks by 2 chunks, 6 blocks wide by 2 chunks. And pretty simple or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Down here I have 6 farms, you know what I'm saying? So I could fit 3 farms into 1 chunk space. So down here all they doing is just producing another wood. And I'm pumping that nether wort back up to these fermenters up here. All these fermenters are being powered over here by the solar boilers or whatever. So I have an aqueous accumulator back here, and I daisy chain fluid cells, and they pushing water into the solid solar boilers, whatever. And then another daisy chain line of fluid cells is pulling steam out and pushing steam into the steam turbine, and pushing all that into a battery buffer with 5 small lithium batteries, basically 5 amps of power in that. It's a good thing I designed this and creative or whatever because when I went to initially go hook this up without the transformer here, I kept blowing up these machines, and I had to get a portable scanner, which is can't currently make that right now because it's an extremely expensive recipe. It requires 2 MV circuits, and the computer monitor requires another MV circuit, well, an LV circuit, and aluminum foil and some other things. This requires another MV circuit right here, and this requires 2 more. So all in all, it's 5 MV circuits just to make this, and then I still have to make a medium battery or whatever. That's a little bit down the line, but the portable scanner is definitely needed. But come to find out, I'm actually pumping 32 amps out of this. Um, 32 amps at 32 EU. So you times it together, that's 1,024 EU per tick coming out of this. You know what I'm saying? It's still LV power, 32 EU, still LV power, but it's 32 amps of it, and that's the reason why I was blowing up the machines, as well as not noticing that these machines are ultra low voltage, which is a tier below LV. That's the other reason. That's the main reason why I was blowing it up, because I was running LV power in the into machines that are lower tier. I didn't realize that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I kept thinking these are LV machines, but they're not. Um, yeah, so the whole purpose of that was to run another one to this to make the biochaff and ethanol. Biochaff and ethanol is the first part of making actual fuel. So we take the ethanol out, pump the ethanol into a basic combustion generator, and I have that turned off right now, and that's outputting power to our whole line. And that's how I want to call it auxiliary, but secondary power to support the main power, and it seemed to work out when I tested it out. Right now, I'm just letting it fill, let the buckets fill up right here. The biochaff is what I really wanted to use, and the biochaff I'm pumping into this pyrolyzer oven. This is the first time actually using this. It wasn't too hard to actually build this up. It's only like ULV parts, ULV machine cases and stuff like that. The most expensive thing is the Cooper nickel coil blocks, but I already made a few of those already. Had those sitting in stashed from before when I made the EBF and all that. But over here you pump it into biochaff into here, and what this ends up doing is making fermented biomass, and you could take this and further process it into a couple different fuel types. I wanted to make the methanol, and that's what I really wanted to make, which is methanol. But I need all the rest of this. Carbon dioxide I already have. Methane I'm gonna need. Ethanol I already got. Ammonia I'm definitely gonna need. Acetic acid definitely gonna need this because there's a few recipes from a while ago that needed this, and that's what I mostly need from it. There's other things in here that I could do with it. I really want to run it through a distillation tower, but this is probably going to be the main, uh, most essential multi-block when I get the HV and all that. And of course, you have an industrial barrel and all that, but this is LUV and IV. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple more tiers up. It's mainly going to be for this or whatever. But This pyrolyzed oven is basically just an industrial coke oven. That's what it is, and it's an advanced version of a coke oven. I didn't really realize that, but I'm glad to see how to actually use it properly. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I had to pump water into this, and couldn't get it working without that. There's a muffler hatch in the back to let out exhaust or whatever. There's no pollution. Pollution's not turned on or whatever, so there's no issue with that. Of course, got a maintenance hatch back here, and I had to get my inputs and outputs right the way I really wanted it. But I have a sign here so I don't forget because I need an advanced distillery because all these recipes are MV recipes, which means that you need an advanced distillery, and I can't make an advanced distillery because it requires too many parts that I don't have the infrastructure for yet. So if we take a look at this one, it requires the MV circuit. I'll show you the recipe for that in a minute. You need the MV electric pump, uh, which is actually not too. This is not too hard at all, but it's gonna be. It's not even that hard. I think I've made these before. I just didn't make them in bulk. Uh, Cooper nickel spring. That's not even difficult. The MV machine hall is not even that difficult. It just requires aluminum. I got all of that stuff already. It's the circuits. I need a setup for the circuits. So right here's a portable scanner. Like I said, I have the recipe right here, and you can see the amount of things that it requires. It's not too difficult. It just requires a lot of processing and a little bit of infrastructure to set up. This is going to be the complex one. So if I scan out, this is what it requires. A lot of different types of gases. Uh, so I got a good amount of gases. I don't have all these different types of gases, but I do have oxygen. Uh, these up here I don't have. Sulfuric acid, I know I need a lot of that. Chlorine I have somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. Glue, I have an abundance of that. Sodium persulfate, I don't have that. I know I need that. Liquid solder and alloys, easy to make. And the rest of this stuff is not difficult. Like I already have this appetite geos and stuff like that, so you get a good chunk of this stuff. Already have the geos. I just haven't processed it, processed it yet. But you see how many different machines I need to run all of this stuff through in order to get it. And I definitely don't have benzene or propane. These are definitely vital. I've seen these in a couple different recipes, as well as phosphoric acid. I need that as well. And it's mostly the gases or whatever. You know what I'm saying? In order to get the phenyl printed circuit board, because you need uh, sodium persulfate to mix with this. You know what I'm saying? The phenolic circuit board itself, making the actual circuit board is easy. You know what I'm saying? I already did the resin printed circuit board, so this is easy. I already got the glue. I already have the wood. That ain't nothing. It's the actual chemical. You know what I'm saying? And that's really it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad with how it came out. It fit into my pre-designated amount of space. I knew I was gonna fill it up with something. I don't have anything to put in front of it. I don't really need anything in front of it right now. And for the most part, like I said before, I'm just gonna let this fill up. Got 135 buckets right now, and let it do its thing because this runs without me even doing anything. Basically, you know what I'm saying. All it's gonna do is just keep filling up with power. You know what I'm saying. So I just AFK here. Let it do its thing. Might turn the clay generator and NV power generation back on because this is basically caching power for me. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, it's not. I never turned it on. I never turned on the front port. How many bucks is I got? I'm almost. It's only it's gonna hold 4,000 buckets or whatever. So that's almost full. Another 600 buckets or whatever, and then I could just start storing the power in here. Now I believe I got all of these. Yeah, already made all that. All right. So that's gonna store the power. You know, might just turn that on, just run it, let it store the power or whatever. And next thing after this is actually getting back to actual real progression. You know what I'm saying? This didn't take that even that long. All the components is like easy components or whatever to actually build it up. So in a minute, after this, like I said, I want to make a frog system or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So in order to make a MV setup or whatever, I have to plan that out and see how I'm actually gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I might just throw it down instead of going into a test world because it's really just processing it, running through a couple of machines or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just what's the name? But the gas part is gonna that part is annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. It's just annoying because you have to go really slowly and look at the recipes in order to find out what you really want to do. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, that's basically it for this. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm gonna turn it back on in a minute. You know what I'm saying? After I let the buckets fill up, so I can run the machinery. I really don't even really need to do anything because I already generated enough circuits right here. You know what I'm saying? And let me also do some. Take this off. And yeah, that's it. Basically it.